Hey everyone, Angie Smith here. Thank you for watching and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome. And you're returning, I'm so glad you're back. This is like several takes in. This has been the hardest YouTube video for me to film and talk about. So I'm doing the Y-Wax tag challenge. Thank you to Dazzling, Sense by Chris, and Cathryn King. Check out their YouTube channels. I will tag them below so you can follow if you don't already. But they gave me shout outs for this. If you're unfamiliar, or there's a lot of videos right now of everyone in the wax community kind of telling why they love home fragrance. And it's wonderful. Just it kind of invites you into those personalities that you watch anyways, but kind of see a little background and get to know them a little better. And so, challenge accepted. I'm not the best at opening up and talking about myself. I am a little introverted. I can say that, and that's why I appreciate all of you. These YouTube videos that I film have really helped me personally in even like being able to talk in front of people and in a group, which I've always struggled with. So I really thought long and hard to talk about how do I introduce why I got into wax. And I have to say my story starts a lot with it comes down to time. How much time do you have? And you know, we watch this and we hear this a lot. It's like you can buy more wax, you can't buy more time, kind of thing. That concept. So I'm going to start a little bit of backstory, and I'm only going to take it back like 11 years ago. So 2012, I found myself in a situation where I was a single parent. My son was 2. I no longer had a home. I had to move back home myself. I was in a toxic job. I hated my job. But, you know, what do? You need to work to provide. I had to put my son in daycare, which was very hard for me. I mean, nothing happened, and thank God, like, everything was okay. That's like, I think, a parent's, but even mine, like, our biggest nightmare. You don't want anything to happen to your child. So, and I have to say, and I read this article the other day, and it just resonated with me. We were living in survival mode. And I lived in survival mode for so long. We were always on the go. Always doing something. You know, we were at work, we were at daycare, and then because I had mom guilt for making him go to daycare all day, I would make sure, and you know, you should do this anyway, spend time with your child, but I was always doing things. Like I would, like, every day we would go somewhere after work. So instead of coming home, we would, you know, we'd stop and get McDonald's. They'd have like a play palace, or we'd pick up some food and eat it, go to the park. I had a membership to the Children's Museum. We were always at the Children's Museum. And just always on the go. Living in survival mode, always run, run, run. So we're going to fast forward to like the pandemic. And this is kind of where God guides, He provides concept. So I actually saw this one day in Hobby Lobby, and it like really spoke to me. I don't know why. But I was like, I totally believe this. And it's just, I can think back over the years, and He's always guided me on, and it's always worked out. Where I just stress out and I just gotta have to calm down and not worry about it. So I do feel like there's a bigger plan, and I'm not making that plan, and I just kind of have to go along for the ride, right? So he guided me to a new position, a new job in August of 2019. And this is something that I didn't even like ask for it. He guided me to it. And I full-heartedly believe that, just the way things worked out, it was meant to be. Because I think if I was in my old job, there's no way I could have worked from home during the pandemic. And that's why I said this is it. I truly feel like this is a big part of it. So March of 2020, the pandemic happens, right? School shut down. Pretty much everywhere shuts down. We were told you're working from home, which was fantastic, right? That I was able to do that. So, we could log on every day, work from home. Like I said, the previous position that I had been in, if I was still in that job, I would not have been able to work from home like I did. And the one thing I can say is it really put priorities in perspective for me. As far as, so my son's home, and I'm home. First time since he was born that we're home together, that he's not being raised by somebody else, that I'm not at work, not doing that raising. I was able to work, help him with his school, raise him, be with him, like like a parent should. It was, for me, it was life altering. And from that, I think we're happy at home. Like, we're not always on the go now. We're not always in survival mode. We're not always just like thinking we have to go do something. We enjoy our time at home. So with that, like I said, I've always loved home fragrance. I hope I said that because this is like the 5th take, and I know I said it in one of the videos, but I've always liked home fragrance. And I had a few candles, and I think I burned through them. I burned through them because I was home all day. But we were over at a family member's house. They had just bought a new house, and it was like August of 2020. I want to say that was like the time frame. And her sister actually sold Scentsy, and she lives in Texas, and we're in Indiana. But so she had a drawer full of Scentsy wax, and she opened it, and I was like sniffing through it or whatever. Their house smelled really good. They had some cute warmers or whatever. And there was one bar in particular, Inhale, Exhale. That was my first like real Scentsy love. I sniffed that bar, and I was in love. It was like so fresh. It was like cute. It had like a melon kind of scent to it, and you could tell it was super strong, and I could not get enough of that scent. And I was like, I love this. And she said, you can have it. And I was like, really? So I took that bar home, and I didn't have any Scentsy warmers, and I had a Walmart wax warmer, right? So my Walmart wax warmer was in my entryway, and I didn't know how to change wax, right? Walmart wax is not the funnest to change, but I had had it for a few years, had no clue how to change the wax. I would always just like add another cube. Like, it would get so full, and then I would have to this was my method. I would turn it on, and it would like melt like a little circle in the middle of the wax, because like for some reason it melts the center first and then like the outer doesn't. And if you did that, you could kind of like scoop it and get that out, and then it would have like a little bit of wax in it or whatever. And so then I would just add more cubes, and the dish itself looked like horrendous. It was horrible, like burnt like wax. And I only warmed one wax melt, which was brownie, I think it's brownie pecan or something like that. And I love that scent, but yeah, I think I got nose blind to it. And people always thought we smelled like maple syrup, which is fine, because all the coats in the entryway would smell like that wax melt. So I had my inhale, exhale, and I was like, I don't know that I want to put that in like with the brownie scent. So I didn't have a wax warmer to warm my inhale, exhale. And so she had a Scentsy party. And I was like, oh, I'll buy a Scentsy warmer. So I got on the website, right? And guess what? They didn't have the inhale, exhale scent. And I didn't know how Scentsy worked. I didn't realize like they had these scent of the month scents, and they were only around for a limited time, and they kind of went away. So I was kind of disappointed because I wanted more of the inhale, exhale. But I found that on eBay. Just I was like, I try not to do that anymore, but I found a bunch of bars on eBay. So back to my story with Scentsy. So I bought the bundle and save. I looked at the website and everything. She didn't have a catalog or anything to give me. And I was like, okay, I'll get this bundle and save. So I did 2 full-size warmers and the 6 bars. And I can't tell you all the scents I got. I know I got Blue Grotto, because I was thinking through this. I was like, I know I got Blue Grotto, and I'm pretty sure I got Blueberry Cheesecake, because I had smelled that at some point. And then the warmers, though, I picked up the Press 10 warmer and the Time to Reflect, which the Time to Reflect, I actually sit with this sign in the living room. And then the Press 10, actually the one I have now, is a replacement because my original one was accidentally knocked off and broken, but it's fine. And then at the same time, another like person that we know was having a Scentsy party. All these Scentsy parties were happening, I feel like, at the same time. And so I picked up the Mended warmer, which I absolutely loved, but I broke that. I eventually ended up breaking that, and I'm super sad over that. If that ever comes back like in a flash sale, I am picking that up. But anyway, so I had my Walmart warmer, and then I picked up those 3 warmers, and I was like, oh good, I have a warmer for each room in my house. Had no idea how to set up like the warmers to make sure like the scent throw was at the optimal, and you know, you got one warmer in your whole like open concept area, and you're like, hey, I can't smell anything. That's kind of how it started, right? So I think the first time though I got onto YouTube, because I wasn't a YouTuber at all. Like, I didn't watch a lot of YouTube videos. And I looked up, how do I change my wax? Because I had no idea how to change wax. And it kind of makes sense now. Like, I probably should have figured that out on my own. But I watched several videos, and, you know, come to find out, Scentsy wax is a lot softer and it's easier to get out than Walmart wax. But also, like, you know, cotton balls. Like, who would have thought, well, that was warm, drop a bunch of cotton balls in there. Like, I should have done that. So that's kind of how I started cleaning out the warmers, was with cotton balls. And I'm thankful for those YouTube videos. So while I was searching with how to clean out my warmer, there's so many Scentsy videos. Like, I didn't realize people like made videos about Scentsy wax. And I think one of the first ones I started watching, and I'm sure most of us all, was Lisa Roberry. And she just made wax. Like, she made me want more Scentsy. Like, I was so excited to have more Scentsy wax. Like, I just couldn't get enough. So, so I wanted more. Wanted more warmers. I wanted more wax. And then she, like, I watched this video, and it was about the whiff box. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? Like, nobody told me that Scentsy had a subscription box that had all this like home fragrance stuff inside of it. Like, I want that. So, and I think one of the videos talked about Scentsy Club or whatever. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to make a Scentsy Club. I'm going to put my whiff box in it so I can get a discount. And I'm going to get this whiff box every month. And that was like what I did. So I set that up with our family member sister's like thing. And then I started buying more Scentsy. And I was like, why am I spending all of this money and I'm not getting like anything from it? Like, I realized how much money I was kind of digging into this, and I was enjoying the wax and the warmers, and I was watching all these Scentsy videos, and so I was just like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to sign up. So I signed up, and I've never signed up for anything like that. I've never done Tupperware or Avon or Pamper. Like, I've been to those parties, but I've never had the parties. I've never signed up to be like a consultants or reps or whatever. And I did it. And I did it for the sole purpose that I was buying so much and that I loved the stuff. And I just was like, well, I might as well get something back in return. So I want the discount. Another reason why I signed up was the scent of the month at that time. They came in a brick that you could only get if you were a Scentsy consultant in the scent of the month kits. And I was like, I have to have those big wax bars. And so I was super sad. I think like a few months after I signed up, they canceled that. And they went back to like I think it was 9 bars at the time or whatever. I think it's now 8. But so yeah, so I signed up for the discount, and so I could get those Scentsy bricks in the scent of the month kits. That's what I wanted. But I've learned so much over the past like 3 years. I decided to do YouTube videos. After watching so many videos, I was like, I can talk about wax. And I was like, I need a hobby, which Scentsy was starting to become my hobby. And I did. I was just like, which is funny because I can barely talk in front of a group. I get like red-faced and I forget my words, and I kind of do that when I'm making the videos too, but it's helped me so much. And I just thank you all for letting me make these videos, because it's making me a better person as far as like I can talk in front of people better now. It's easier for me. And it's like all these years have passed and I should have done something like this before. I was also thinking about this. This is funny. So, speaking about YouTube videos, do you remember when, and my son was the same situation when it was a few years ago, and like it got really big with the kids where they would watch like other kids unbox toys and gifts and boxes and stuff. And it was like, why are kids watching other kids unbox things? I became an adult who watch other adults unbox their Scentsy wax. Like, I was just like, I get it now, right? But, yeah, so that's kind of like my Scentsy journey and how I got into Scentsy. And, I hope you've enjoyed it a little and it's helped you, I guess, learn a little bit more about me. I continue to learn every day from all of you, and I enjoy watching all of your videos. And, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and end that here. And I was thinking about who I kind of wanted to tag, and I don't know if I know how to tag, but I'm going to try it when I upload this. I want to tag Melt It Michelle. I love watching her videos, and Allie's Amazing Scents. I'm trying to think of people that I tried to think of people that I hadn't quite seen tagged yet. And I'm going to tag Lisa Sanderson, and I'm probably going to tell her about it on Facebook because she doesn't get on YouTube very much. But she is such an amazing person, and I think everyone will enjoy her why story. So thanks, guys, for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I hope I wasn't all over the place, and I hope that gives you a little more background about myself. And thank you guys for making me do this. Chris and Catherine, I really appreciate it. So thanks, guys. Have a good evening, and I will see you on my next video.